What up, Daniel?
Hello. I'm just, hang on a second. I'm not ready. Hang on. All right, now I'm ready.
Yeah, I just sprung that on you. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Geez, I'm just telling people I'm about to podcast, but I'm not actually about to podcast. I am currently now podcasting. So I just lied to somebody. Hold on. Okay, now we're good.
So I'm just going to introduce the episode.
Just got to turn it on to silent because my homie is trying to write a bunch of, trying to think of a name for our hip hop group, the two of us, when we go to perform.
Right.
And, he's sending like 30 names per minute. Like, it's just like, he's like, this one, how about this one, how about this? He's just throwing like spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, right? And so this phone will not stop vibrating.
You can't take. So I got a hip hop group and it's fillet, like you fillet a fish. That's my name. Fillet, yeah.
Wait, so fillet, okay.
Yeah, that. And then the homie that I'm doing with, his name is Tad, is CEO. That's his rap name, is CEO. Like, he's like the Star Enterprise. So when you put us together, it's Filet CEO.
Okay.
You can't take that.
Okay, damn it. Can't I?
You can't take Filet CEO.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that's mine, all right?
You could have, but mine's going to be like, you know, on the Navy or like on a ship, you have the chief officer, right? The CO, right?
Yeah. Oh, that would have been way better.
Yeah, that would have been. That's the one I'm going to take. Yeah.
Damn it. It's ruined.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're going to rap battle and it's going to be Filet CO and then Filet CEO. And I'll be making fun of how your name has an extra syllable. You'd be like, fuck you, man. You'd be so mad. Just leave the battle. I won't even be able to rap anymore.
We almost had it. Yeah.
This is so going down. 2026.
2026. We'll see you then.
Big rap battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay, continue. Sorry, I kind of derailed you.
Continue what? We just started. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining in, whatever this was.
Yeah. So I'm going to introduce the episode. I said that already.
Introduce
the episode. It's going to be mysterious mysteries.
Uh-huh.
So it's extra mysterious.
Yeah, okay. Of the mysterious variety that we don't know about. An enigmatic tale of questions.
Feel that?
And wondering.
I'm cold. It's celebrity actresses, female. So it's only females.
Female actresses.
Yes.
This is from the Department of the Redundancy Department, I think. All these things.
Just over-explaining.
A celebrity, and they're famous. Okay.
Holy shit.
It's an actress that's also a woman and female in this instance.
I'm like writing a report and I'm just trying to jam as many words in. Yeah.
Your word count is flying up.
And they all died or mysteriously vanished. Mysteriously.
Right at the moment they stopped living and disappeared. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Getting an A+ for sure. Yeah, anyway, so I've got a list of a few celebrities, actresses, but it's like they're not actresses. Some of them are just like famous.
What's the list about? Why?
All these women are famous and they disappear.
Okay, there's disappearances of famous women.
Okay. Have you been inducted?
I'm inducted into this hall of wondering and enigmas and questions and mysteries shrouded in riddles. Okay.
Fuck. All right, but is there anything you want to get into before? Man, I shouldn't have hit the key.
Yeah, actually I have a few things. We put this whole thing on pause now that we just introduced it. I want to talk about tennis real quick, but then we'll come back to this. No, go ahead. What happened? Okay. Sip of coffee from the These Are My Friends mugs.
Yeah. Slurper. Yeah. Slurp loudly into the microphone. Just to make sure you're listening. Yeah. All right. So, okay. I actually made a big list.
Good.
And it had males on it too.
Okay.
Of the other sexual variety.
No one cares about that.
Yeah, but we're going females today. So the first one that we're going to be talking about is Tammy Lynn Leppert. She was like, this first sentence that I read is like kind of weird. Tammy Lynn Leppert was an uncommonly beautiful child. Is that weird or is that fine?
I don't know. Sure, uncommonly beautiful child, they wrote.
Yeah, this is unsolvedmysteries.com. So.
Okay.
She entered her first.
Weird.
It's just a weird. It's just a weird sentence.
I don't even. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Just it seems like a weird way to put it.
It's very weird. Yes.
Yeah. She entered her first beauty contest when she was just 4 years old. By the age of 16, she had already competed in more than 300 beauty contests and had taken home 280 crowns. Her mother, Linda Curtis, a theatrical and modeling agent, guided Tammy's career.
You say 280 crowns?
Yeah, out of 300. That's pretty good.
That's so many events?
Yeah.
What
By 16. Yeah.
Oh, by 16 still though. Holy crap. And so an entire life of just being like created into an object.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm sure she wasn't modeling out the womb. So let's say 8.
She's a natural. She was uncommonly beautiful as an infant. She'll be a model, said the doctor. Anyway, go on.
Just the narrator's just known her since birth. Yeah. This is her mom talking. I was constantly busy running her around to where she had to go and what she had to do, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching her excel because she would always went for the best that she could go for, the highest level.
Because that's what you made her do.
Yeah.
You think she just decided that? Anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it was the 80s. It was a different time.
Huh.
Wing Flannagan was a close... Wing Flannagan, that's a cool name, yeah. Was a close family friend. He and Tammy were like brother and sister. She was an uncommonly beautiful child. You're like her brother, man.
Is that what he said?
No.
Oh, yeah. Wing Flannagan, hey? Is that your real name? Wing?
Yeah. On the record, could you just call me Wing, please?
No way. This is Wing Flannagan. His name has not been altered to hide
Predict his identity.
Wow. Okay.
Fuck. She would bend over and kiss me on the cheek, and I couldn't quite ever get it completely off. It was rather embarrassing to walk around with this mark. I think actually I learned to wear it proudly after a while because it was almost like a status symbol. Thanks, Wing. That's what Wing said.
Okay.
Bend over and kiss me. In July of 1982, Tammy landed a part on the teen exploitation film Spring Break. When the movie completed filming, Tammy went unchaperoned to a weekend party. She came back a different person. According to Wing, Tammy's behavior began to take on paranoid overtones. Sometimes I'd ask her what was on her mind, if anything was bothering her, and she usually changed the subject, or she'd say, oh, nothing, then try to laugh it off. From Wing's mouth, yeah. According to her mother, Linda, she even thought someone was trying to kill her. Then she said, Mom, what would you say if I told you somebody was trying to kill me? I just took a deep breath and I said, do you think someone's trying to kill you, Tammy? She said yes. Then her mom was just like, okay, well, cool. And then walked away to a different room.
Yeah.
Nah.
No kidding. Well, that's what you think, I guess. Yeah.
Crazy child.
Must be terrifying to think that. Anyway.
A steady retreat into isolation soon followed for Tammy. Linda and Wing had no way of ascertaining which of Tammy's fear were real and which were paranoid delusions. After 2 weeks of virtual seclusion, Tammy Lynn was offered a small part in the big-budget Al Pacino film Scarface, which began shooting in Miami in March of 1983. She stayed with a family friend, Walter something Jewish. Whatever. According to Walter, all went well until the 4th day of filming. I received a call from the casting director to tell me that Tammy had a breakdown on the set. They said that it was a scene where somebody was supposed to be shot and had artificial blood spurt out. And they said when Tammy was watching the scene, she started crying hysterically, and it got so bad that they had to take her to a trailer. She was in a tremendous state of fear, anxiety. What it was that caused this great fear in her, I don't know. When I spoke with Tammy's mother, I told her that she should take Tammy to a doctor and also take her to the police to find out what the problem was psychologically, or if there was some basis in fact that someone was actually trying to kill her and get into the bottom of it. So, I mean, that's...
Yeah, should probably try to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Either she's really afraid because of her mental state, and that needs addressing,
Yeah.
or it's founded in reality, and that really needs addressing. So what are they doing not addressing any of this? Anyway, maybe the timeline is not making sense.
This bitch be hysterical. Yeah. She's just crazy bitches being crazy bitches,
Yeah. You're always dragging me off to one of your pageants again, trying to... God. Relentless. I don't mind going. I don't mind taking you to all these things, but whatever.
8-year-old. Tammy Lynn quit the film and went back home, at her mother's insistence. Tammy did talk to the local sheriff, but apparently never mentioned that she felt her life was in danger. Even with her family, Tammy's paranoia ran rampant. According to Wing, Tammy was now convinced that someone was trying to poison her. There were good days and there were bad days. There were days when she was almost normal, and there were other days when she was really edgy. Man, these people sound like idiots.
Yeah,
it's
really
just like, themselves.
I don't know. It's just like any normal person who's dealing with a teenager. It's like there were days where she wouldn't even come out of her room. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a teenage girl.
Yeah.
Like, but it's okay, but I mean, and she's terrified and they're not taking her seriously. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on here. Sounds like the mom is trying her best from the last comment.
I guess it's easier said than done, and especially 2020 hindsight, but yeah. I mean, if my daughter was like, somebody's trying to kill me, I'd be like, okay, I'd do a little bit more than just be like, okay.
This is all being overshadowed by how distracting this man's name is, Wing. What the fuck? Like,
Wing
I
Flannagan.
can barely keep this fucking cartoon character of a guy with like a boater hat. He's like, Wing Flannagan, here I am again. I mean, I'm just here to try and help my family friends. Like, don't you have your own business to attend to? Wing? Anyway, what the hell's Wing short for? Anyway, go on.
That's hilarious. On July 1st, Tammy finally snapped. She began smashing all the windows in her house and started attacking Wing. It was at the moment that Linda knew something was seriously wrong with her daughter.
Because who would attack Wing Flannagan? No one sane.
That's when they actually take her seriously, when she beats up Wing, yeah. This is Wing talking. I handled the incident, but I didn't know.
Square in the face, just wham! It was a different time. Oh, you act like I wouldn't do it?
Yeah.
I'm Wing Flannagan. I'm from 1934. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Fuck. I handled that incident, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to handle the next one. Okay? Wings on it.
Who knows what will come next from Wing?
He's kind of turning the narrative.
The main character.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Tammy's mother checked her into a mental health center for a complete physical and psychiatric evaluation. Doctors found no evidence of drug or alcohol use. After 72 hours of observation, Tammy was released. The following day, Tammy and a friend drove to the local beach. When, according to Detective Jim Scragg of the Cocoa Beach, Florida Police Department...
Leave Jim Scragg alone.
Okay. Yeah. They started to argue. So Tammy and a friend drove. Yeah, and a friend. I don't know if it's Wing or a different friend.
They went to the beach. Her and her friend went to the beach.
Yeah. This friend picked her up at her home, and they drove to the beach. And we talked to him.
Okay, it was a dude friend.
Yeah.
Definitely the one who did it.
Yeah.
Definitely the bad guy. He's a dude.
And he basically started that they became involved in a verbal argument. She had requested that he let her out near the glass bank in Cocoa Beach, and he complied.
What kind of other kind of argument?
A verbal argument? I don't know. A sexual argument?
Like a physical argument? Like, just no words at all? Just
bitch slapping each other, yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just catching a little few redundant things here. They're trying to get their word count up.
That's good, yeah.
A verbal argument with words.
What I'm doing, yeah.
Exchanging when they disagreed together.
Yeah. So I wrote this article.
Yeah.
This is all bullshit. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Tammy's friend said he dropped her off about 5 miles from her house. She was barefoot and carried no purse. According to Detective Scragg, it was the last time Tammy Lynn would ever be seen alive. She disappeared without a trace. We talked to some of her close friends. They felt strongly that Tammy was having problems at home and she wanted to leave home. Tammy Lynn Leppert is 5 feet 4 inches tall and at the time of her disappearance weighed 103 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you see her, let us know. Contact These Are My Friends.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's how it is.
When was this?
Like 1983.
Yeah, so if you see her, she'll have gray hair. Not blonde.
She's probably pushing 200 now. Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. She's on the run.
She was like 5 feet tall. She was on the run. Anyway, enough.
Okay, yes. Rest in peace. You
don't know. She disappeared. Okay, she probably just wanted to leave home. She's sick and tired of Wing.
Fucking Wing, yeah.
Wing Flannagan.
Blame that guy.
That dude's like, we can just leave. We could just never go back there. And then so they did that. That's what I like to think.
Yeah, maybe some say he was her wing man. I stand on that note, mic drop. He's laughing hysterically. I just muted his mic.
Home. Yeah. Just insert laughter from a different podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna want to put something else.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the first disappearance. Do you want to go over anything that we covered in that one, or is that
we took too long?
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can see her in Scarface. She is in a scene in Scarface, which is kind of
in a scene.
Yeah,
just a random scene.
So she was. There's a movie called Spring Break, like kind of like a B indie film that she was in, and then she was in Scarface, which would have been a pretty big deal. But then she
vanished. Yeah,
had a fucking manic episode,
right? And
then left the film.
I wonder, she probably just witnessed something terrible at that party, I guess.
So I did watch the episode on this case on Unsolved Mysteries, and it delves a little bit deeper into it. And they think that she might have saw a drug deal go wrong and somebody get shot or something. And then the
Which is
news
why
that
she
saw.
freaked out when she saw the murder in the future. I thought that maybe it was just because she was supposed to be enacting her own demise, basically, and she was afraid someone was trying to kill her. So there was like...
It snapped. No, I think she was
Just
just
a
watching
bit
a scene where somebody got fucked up with a gun.
Oh, okay.
And it just like triggers
And
something.
she started crying, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
But
right.
so she saw, they think the theory is that she saw something she shouldn't have and the people were after her to keep her silent.
I guess, but like, wouldn't we know and wouldn't the authorities know if another crime had been committed at that party or around
True.
then?
True.
Like, it's not like it's a mystery. Maybe say she saw someone get shot and die and no one else knows or cares about that guy who got shot. Like,
It was Wing.
Yeah.
Everybody's covering for Wing.
it got all swept under the rug and only she knows about it. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
It goes right to the top.
The only loose end was her. Yeah.
Wing Flannagan, bro. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Fuck yes.
Like, Scottish guy. Like, or, I don't know.
Holy fuck.
Get out of here, dude. That guy ruined that story. This poor woman has disappeared.
Holy fuck.
Actually, that guy's parents or whatever.
Yeah.
As if they named him Wing. It's little baby Wing. Enough. I hate it. Enough. We're out of here. Next thing. Next poor horrible victim.
Holy fuck. Okay. This one comes from a list that Jub sent. It's much more condensed. So a girl named Sandy Denny. She died by falling downstairs.
That's it. It's not a mystery at all. We know what happened.
Okay, this one is not a mystery. They actually know what happened, but Sandy Denny possessed one of the most hauntingly pure singing voices of her generation. She released a string of highly regarded folk albums with Fairport convention. While classic rock fans undoubtedly remember her best from a duet on the Battle of Evermore, which made her the only guest vocalist ever to appear on a Led Zeppelin album, Denny died on April 21st, 1978, just weeks after falling down some stairs and hitting her head on the concrete.
Oh, it's sad.
Her husband had left with their daughter due to the singer's substance abuse. Denny was discovered unresponsive while staying with a friend. She died days later from what doctors determined mid-brain trauma.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's very tragic.
That is very sad.
But she got to be on a Led Zeppelin song, so that's cool, I guess. We
More than a lot of people.
hear her legacy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thanks, Jub.
Thanks, Chad Brother. It was just sad and not at all enigmatic, mysterious, or...
Some girl found her upstairs, hit her head, and she was on a Led Zeppelin album.
Well, damn.
Okay, and this one's from Hyub's girly friend. She's like, oh, do you talk about Brittany Murphy? Have you heard about that whole thing?
Her.
Yeah, a little known actress called Brittany Murphy. Yeah. Conspiracy. Wow, I just Mike Tyson the fuck out of that. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. Conspiracy theories link Diddy to Brittany Murphy's death.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Recent online discussions have reignited a conspiracy theory connecting Sean Diddy Combs to the untimely death of actress Brittany Murphy. Central to this speculation is the involvement of Ed Winter, the Los Angeles County deputy coroner who conducted autopsies for both Murphy and Kim Porter, Diddy's former partner. So, on December 20th, 2009, actress Brittany Murphy passed away at the age of 32. The Los Angeles coroner office ruled her death accidental, attributing it to pneumonia, iron deficiency, anemia, and multiple drug intoxications from over-the-counter and prescription medications. Despite the official findings, Murphy's father, Angelo, I'm just going to call him Angelo, had publicly expressed suspicious that his daughter was poisoned. Suspicions.
Yeah, he suspected.
They suspected, citing high levels of heavy metals found in her system. Kim Porter, a model and actress who had a long-term relationship with Diddy, was found deceased in her home on November 15th, 2018. She was 47 years old. The coroner's report determined that Porter died from lobar pneumonia, so pneumonia again, and the manner of death was certified as natural.
Wow, so he just paid to cover it up,
And it's like, yeah, and it's like,
essentially.
do you want to mix it up a little bit? No, pneumonia. Right, cool, dude. Yeah. Ed Winter served as the deputy Los Angeles County coroner and was involved in several high-profile cases, including the deaths of Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, as per reported by TMZ. He conducted the autopsies for both Brittany Murphy and Kim Porter. Winter passed away on March 17th, 2023, reportedly of natural causes.
Pneumonia.
Fucking don't move to LA, man. You're gonna get pneumonia.
Jeez.
So this is the conspiracy
He
theory.
slipped on some baby oil and hit his head. No one has any idea how.
And then they ruled it pneumonia.
Yikes.
The theory suggests that Diddy may have been involved in Brittany Murphy's death, potentially to prevent her from exposing alleged misconduct in Hollywood. Speculators point to the coincidence of Ed Winter handling both Murphy's and Porter's autopsies, and the fact that Winter passed away before completing his second autopsy on Porter as potential evidence. Additionally, connections are drawn between Murphy's husband, Simon Monjack, and Diddy through a personal trainer, further fueling speculation. Families' responses. Both Brittany Murphy and Kim Porter's families have addressed these conspiracy theories. Murphy's family had addressed a desire for a proper investigation, while Porter's children have publicly denied claims that their mother wrote a memoir before her death, labeling such claims as false and hurtful. Writing a memoir?
So people said that she wrote a memoir and the kids are like, no, she didn't. Stop saying that.
I mean, unless if it's somebody trying to make, like, this is her memoir. She says, I died of pneumonia.
Right. Yeah. And they're claiming it was hers, and the kids are like, that's insulting. She didn't write anything.
Yeah.
This is fake. Okay.
So the conclusion. While the coincidences surrounding these cases have led to speculation, it's important to note that official causes of death for both Brittany Murphy and Kim Porter have been determined by the Los Angeles Coroner's Office. There is no concrete evidence linking Diddy to Murphy's death, and the conspiracy theories remained unsubstantiated.
Well, he is a very slippery dude.
So
it would appear.
I guess that's just coming out because of obviously all this shit that's coming out with Combs. And apparently she was probably like, saw him at a fucking party doing his Diddy thing, and he was like, silence her.
Yikes.
Yeah. I heard Wayne Flannagan was at that party too.
Yeah, for sure. And he was like, cracked his knuckles and then just followed Brittany Murphy.
Man, somebody's going to expose me. Yeah. But then, so it goes a little deeper, and without divulging too far, divulging?
I don't know.
Anyways.
I'm not sure what you were about to say.
Divulging? The husband also apparently died 3 years later of pneumonia.
Weird.
Yeah. And apparently he had a thing with Brittany Murphy's mother after they died.
This is too much. It's too much for me.
Yeah. So
this is all very scandalous.
Yeah. So it's always been like rumor. They just basically said she OD'd. Was what I heard, and then had pneumonia, so she was unhealthy, did drugs, overdosed. But a lot of conspiracies have been coming since day one that she knew too much, and they were going to silence her. Who was saying that? Now we find us P. Diddy, maybe. But
jeez,
yeah,
this guy's just a super villain at the center of all sorts of debauchery.
Yeah, and now it's probably like he did one too many crimes, and they're like, man, we can't keep covering for you, bro. Like, you can't keep dogging us, you know?
Just too many claims came out from too many people or whatever, I guess, and exposed a bunch of stuff that now can't be put back in them.
You can't just pay a coroner to be like, pneumonia. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's all horrific, all the SA charges and all that stuff. Yeah. But then you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's about equal murder. Like, I always felt like murder is supposed to be the worst thing you can do, but like, I don't know. Like, SA charges like that, to me, like, it's almost as bad or worse.
As offing like, somebody?
You just ruin somebody's fucking life. Like, you just, I don't know why more emphasis isn't put on it. You know, how very bad that is to do that shit. Like,
and there's something to be said about that, because if you are in the pie chart of SA, when you go to jail, the other people there don't take too kindly to that, and you're the one that's going to get
that's what I'm
down.
saying. Even in prison, like, it seems like humanity has kind of like put the hierarchy in the right order in that way. Like, in jail, like, there is potential. I'm not saying it's good to kill people at all. I'm not condoning killing people ever. It's never a good idea. I'm just saying I understand it more often than I understand sexual assault.
Yes.
It doesn't compute with me to do the wrongness. I mean, I've wanted to kill people before. You don't do it.
Yeah.
But, you know,
thanks.
I understand that feeling, right? Like, I hate this person. I can't stand that they did this. I'm mad at them right now. Any number of emotions, all these things. I could imagine myself being in a situation where I would want to really do something bad to somebody. But when it comes... But, well, of course, right? That's why we're not all in jail. But,
that's right.
Right? But, like, what I don't understand is how in the, I don't know, it's like in the court of law, ruining somebody's life completely and violating them is, like, somehow less bad than getting angry enough to kill a guy. You know? Or, I don't know. It's hard to have levels to it, right? Like, true. But in prison, if you kill a guy... Yeah, I mean, here, because I was a gangbanger or something, and I had to shoot somebody. That's very bad. That's evil and awful. But I understand it a little bit more, and even people in prison seem to be able to accept that more so than I took advantage of someone weaker than me in the creepiest and grossest way ever, and I'm basically a piece of human scum, right? Like that's different. That's like so much work. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I know. I feel you.
How do you like quantify the levels of badness that somebody can do?
Do like an S. You know, have you ever seen those YouTube channels of S tier lists? It's like S-A. Wow, yeah, that's random. S-A-B-C-D.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, we're gonna rate.
Yeah, murder's supposed to be S tier, I guess, but
it's more of an A tier,
or like war crimes or something is up there. You know, like, but you know, murder first degree, second degree, depending on if it's out of anger or if you planned it. All these different levels of how bad murder could be, but like how bad.
The only thing, and I'm not
like equally bad to me, you know,
we're just
like
talking,
so bad.
We're just talking, like not hypothetically, but just I don't know. Anyways, we're talking in a way that this is obviously all bad, but.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just curious. Like
with essay, you at least have a chance, as long as it's not essay and then murder.
I just think
you have a chance.
I don't know what the answer. Obviously, the law.
You can come back.
People smarter than I have made the law the way it is, right? I understand that, but it just in my mind, I'm like, it's as bad. It's as bad, man.
Honestly,
if you do something like to a kid or something like that, like you might as well have killed a dude. I think it's worse than if you shot a guy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like totally. Even though the law will let you out of jail, but not if you shoot a guy. Like it's trippy. I think a lot of people have problems with that law, actually.
What separates us from the bison is discipline and acting on urges.
Creepiness. I don't see a lot of creepiness coming out of the bison, right? Be more like them. I'm sure they kill each other, but
they're not out there touching each other.
I don't know. I think the analogy's gotten far away.
Fuck.
Anyway, I was just wondering. I don't know what my point was at all. I was just wondering. Thinking out loud, kind of.
It's philosophical, but I don't know. It's like looking at those things in a certain way where it's like, I think the only way that it's like slightly not as bad is because the person, obviously they're mentally fucked, but they have a chance to continue going. Maybe they have kids. Maybe they have a life that they have to go back to. They have something worthwhile. They can go back to their kids, where if you off somebody, they don't have the chance to do any of that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So like that's the only where it's like, okay, well, you didn't permanently determine their fate.
Yeah.
You temporarily.
Well, I guess because we don't know what death is. It's like pretty much the worst thing you can do to someone, because we have no idea what it is you just did to them. You took them right out of this world.
Exterminate.
They can't even have a stake in the world anymore, and that's really brutal. Yeah. So true. That is very bad.
That's the. But then at the same time, and in a lot of the SA charges are probably people like incels that aren't doing too well in the lady
already
situation.
Fucked up brains.
Yeah, their brains are fucked up, and they're just like, well, fuck it. Like I want to, like their primitive instincts take over, like the bison.
The opposite of justifying it. It's just just trying to understand.
Exactly.
Trying to figure out what the fuck.
And then they just act on their instincts. It's like even murder. It's like it's a fleeting moment that everybody that does it's like, wow.
I guess if you didn't, if in that moment, like you just didn't care whatsoever in a full moment of like, could get all the buzzwords here. I was going to say self-death, self-death thoughts, you're thinking of like, I'm just going to leave the world anyway. And if you don't think hell exists, so you're just like, fuck it.
Right.
I'm going to oblivion. Then I guess maybe you could, if right and wrong didn't exist in your brain and you're sociopathic, so you can't understand that someone else has feelings and will feel this forever.
Yeah.
Like I guess that is how you end up in this situation of humanity. But like at that point, don't we just need to like wipe them out?
Yeah.
Like there doesn't seem like a cure there other than death. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I hate to say it, but like fuck, I want to be compassionate for people and I want to be, but I also
a little bit humanitarian.
Yeah, but like above all, we protect children, right? Of course. Like as humans, like above all, we protect the weak. Yeah. And so women and children shouldn't be taken advantage of by bigger, stronger men who just want to do whatever.
Right.
End of story. Right there. 100%. Right. Like that's that's what separates us from the bison. I think what you're saying.
Perfect.
That's what separates us from the animals, basically. Like we should have society that protects the weak, right? But
right.
Fuck, I don't know what our point. We're just rambling now. But
that's a lot, and people are like, yes, I agree. If you don't agree,
dude, shut up, you guys. We all agree. Yeah. It's bad.
You don't have a stake in this because you can't talk. Yeah.
No. Delete this whole conversation. I don't care.
That's hilarious. Okay. Anyways, back to the mysterious mysteries. But actually, first, I think we have a sponsor. It takes the biggest
for our sponsor, but I'm trying to drink coffee. But they're the guys that sell quills, right? It's Penn Island. Thank you, Penn Island. The stationery, for all your stationery needs, Penn Island. Visit Penn Island for ink and quills.
Perfect.
Penn.
Are they associated with Peninsula Co-op?
No.
Oh, okay.
Penco.
Penco?
Peninsula Co-op. Anyway, I don't think it's anything to do with Peninsula Co-op, who is a real company. Anyway.
Shout out, sponsor.
Thank you, sponsors.
Thank you. And we're back. So this one's called, this lady was called Connie Converse. The singer-songwriter who vanished.
Uh-huh.
Described by
That's a
NPR.
theme.
I told you. So there's another thing that I want to get into, and I'm not going to try and derail this too far, but I just watched a 1 hour and 50-minute documentary on automatons.
Uh-huh.
You know what those are?
It's a robot.
Yes. And it like went from the history of like the first people like BC making automatons all the way up to Walt Disney and the Country Bear Jamborees.
Say again?
Automatons?
No. Yes, I heard you say it. What? Are you talking about the first people that made it BC?
Like before Christ.
People were creating robots?
Like, yeah, it's like a songbird. I'll do more research before I delve into this. And I was going to delve into this, but then I was just like, fuck, I need to reel in the ADD. Can't go from like crazy girls gone missing to robots.
You did.
And I guess we did anyway.
You did that. So we'll talk about automatons in a minute. Go back to the missing girl.
Okay, yes. Anyway.
I'm here to help.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Stay tuned for the next episode. Yeah, that's just a little...
Episode. It's all about automatons. Go on.
Fuck me, holy shit. Yeah, the next episode we'll talk about Walt Disney. The singer-songwriter Connie Converse has been described by fans as a precursor to Bob Dylan. But when she made music in New York City in the early to mid-1950s, no one paid much attention, so she left the music scene to start a new life. Then one day in 1974, Converse and her music disappeared. Decades later, in 2009, a few early recordings were released for the first time, and suddenly Connie Converse had an audience. Ever since, those fans have been working to share her music and story with the world. One of them, author and musician Howard Fishman, published a comprehensive biography of Converse in May titled To Anyone Who Ever Asks, The Life, Music, and Mystery of Connie Converse. And now a new album containing 32 songs will be released August 11th. It's a recording Converse
What year?
made.
Last year? We're still coming up?
2003.
No.
Sorry,
Whoa.
2023.
It's coming out in 2003.
All right.
Quarter century ago. Anyway.
Yeah, get ready for this. They're just reading a newspaper.
Thank you.
Where are you getting your stories from? Yeah. The New York Herald, 2003 edition.
Matter. She sued Bob Dylan for stealing her music. No.
Just
In 2011.
Holy fuck, reporting the news from 20 years ago. It's all been solved by now.
Yeah. People are calling in like, no, we know this. Yeah.
Nonsense podcast. Fuck. The recording Converse made herself at home in 1956. She called it...
That's pretty good. In 1956?
Yeah, she recorded
At home recording yourself. That's the craziest part of this.
SoundCloud before SoundCloud, yeah. Fishman
I don't think you can record on SoundCloud, but okay.
Yeah, she was the first mumble rapper. That's what this is about.
Wow.
Fishman joined NPR's person's name I'm not even going to try to pronounce to talk about the enigmatic singer and composer. Hear the complete radio story above. Fuck. Probably should have fucking
Don't read that part.
that. Yeah.
Did you copy paste that part into your notes?
Yeah, redacted. Yeah. So yeah, NPR. Thank you, NPR. So I watched a Watch Mojo. Have you heard of that channel on YouTube?
Nope.
They're a list channel, and it was 15 people that went missing, boys and girls, and that was on it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And yeah, she was a folk singer from the 50s. She went mysteriously disappearing.
She went mysteriously disappearing and never came back.
So, oh, here he goes. There you go. Sorry. Right after deciding the music maybe wasn't the avenue that was going to be open for her, she left and for the next decade worked on a social justice champion, working in conflict resolution, working against police brutality, and then she disappeared.
As a social justice champion.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
She wrote letters to her family and friends saying that she was going to start a new life somewhere and not to come looking for her. And she was never seen or heard from again. So
That's a nice happy ending for some people.
as
Some
long as
people like dream of this.
it's super cool.
Except for it's shitty that you
Rarely.
don't explain to your family where you are. You could probably send a letter, but it probably wasn't written by her, maybe.
Exactly.
Is
So
what
I've
you're
watched
thinking?
enough true crime where every time that happens, it's like, I'm gone, don't come looking for me. It's a murderer.
Of course.
Yeah, there's like, okay, I'll respect her wishes. See a kid, and then never talk to her again. Yeah.
Don't even come looking. Yeah, that's what a murderer would think to do. I know what I'll do.
Yeah,
I ran away and don't search under the stairs. Yeah.
Don't be looking in my secret spot. Yeah. Yeah, no. So, and I watched a different case where that happened, and they're like sending, like the murderer was actually sending letters from like Paris, and it's like, oh, I'm traveling the world. Like, there's a lot of time.
Oh my God,
into it.
that's horrifying.
And then the family's like, okay, like obviously we know this isn't her, but we have nothing to say that it isn't her. Can you just, if you are alive, give us a how-do and we'll leave you alone, but can you let us know? Like, put your family through that much shit? Like,
No, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Nobody do that. If you're trying to move away, just tell people.
yeah, I'd say something. Like,
You're allowed to leave. Just leave. But you have to let your family know where you're going, because that's very horrifying for people to not know where you are.
like I have family that live like northern BC, and I don't see them a lot. Like, all you got to do is move a couple provinces over, move a couple states over, and you'll probably have a pretty isolated life. Like,
They have to move to avoid you? Is that what they...
yeah, they all left me.
Holy crap, dude.
It's another mysterious mystery.
Sad.
But that's for another time with the automatons. And
Yeah, you thought I forgot about the automatons. I didn't.
oh, that's good, because that's going to be on the next episode, I think. Unless I forget about it and see 5 other documentaries about 5 different things that I want to talk about, which I probably will. And the last one that I got, have you heard of Mia Zapata? She was part of a band, and she was friends with Kurt Cobain in the early 90s, and they like the
The name
Seattle...
rang a bell.
The Gits was the band. They didn't quite make it. They were on their way, but then this happened, and never had a chance. And yeah, she was a pretty
set.
talented, musician in like the Seattle grunge scene, like with all those bands.
Yeah.
So Jesus Mezquia, the man convicted of the 1993 murder of popular Seattle musician, died in Washington hospital in January.
Wait, then he did it?
Yeah.
They
I
know?
guess that's not a mystery anymore.
Oh.
Fuck.
Jesus did it.
Yeah.
Misquia, or whatever his name is.
Mosquito, I think. Yeah.
Jesus Mosquito.
Fucking, oh man, I had this and I was reading it and then it fucking just cock blocked me. Rolling Stone wants fucking $9.95 out of me. Well, fuck you, Rolling Stone.
I like how you're giving away all your sources. You're like, I watched this thing and they did this, so I'm telling you now.
It's like a 3-year-old's podcast. I watched Barney and he told me to be nice and now I'm telling you. That's what I do now.
I don't think that was what I meant, but thank you.
Hey man, yes and.
Oh, yes.
That's how we roll. Okay. Mia Zapata.
Yes, and that's all.
Yes, and that's it. Yeah, and that's all, folks. Okay, last one I promised. She led the punk group The Gits in Seattle during the grunge years. Before she could be in the national spotlight, she was R-worded and murdered in 1993. Yikes.
God, man.
A new book remembers her life and work. At the beginning of the 1990s, the nation's ears turned towards Seattle. Alice in Chains and Soundgarden introduced a menacing new sound, and then came the song that changed everything. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Nirvana bumped Michael Jackson from the #1 spot on the album charts, and suddenly there was a feeding frenzy to find the next big thing. A new book recounts that the time from a unique vantage point. The Gits were a punk band. The Gits were a punk band not quite in tune with grunge. Steve Moriarty was their drummer. The Gits never got a chance to enjoy the national recognition. Their lead singer, Mia Zapata, was R-worded and murdered in 1993. The crime went unsolved for 10 years. Most of what's written about the Gits today involves the death of their frontwoman. Steve Moriarty's new book is about life. It's called Mia Zapata and the Gits. And just to note, the interview includes a mention of the S word. Okay, this is just selling a book.
Yes.
Anyways, long story short, so she was on the grunge scene. I watched an Unsolved Mysteries about her too. She was in the grunge scene. They were coming up to a pretty high point in their career, but obviously they didn't break.
Towards success. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was a gentleman that
Absolute piece of filth. Did
total
something
garbage.
Terrible.
I think it was an acquaintance, and yeah, he took her took advantage of her one night and then disposed of her. And it took him 10 years to solve that mystery. Yeah. Mia Zapata, the Gits.
Well,
I listened to their music. I could see its potential at the time. It was kind of raw, but one love, respect.
Jeez.
Yeah. Anyways, that's basically all there is to say about her. Yeah. But it goes on and on and on. And this is just trying to sell the book about her, which I guess, sure. But anyways, yeah. So that's my, no. How can you have a list of mysterious mysteries of women disappearing without Amelia Earhart? No, this is a bonus entry.
Sensitivity police need to talk to you, Dylan. How can you have a list of missing women without... Anyways.
Holy shit.
Let me guess. She flew off into the sun and everyone just kept squinting and then they never saw her again. That was it. Last they saw.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck. And then Jub did give me a bonus entry. Trigger warning. Because it does have a mention of the S word. So we talked about Dick Van Dyke last.
Wait, is that really? You didn't finish the story about Amelia Earhart?
Oh, I thought you just wrapped it up.
Was that it? They just saw her fly off? They don't know? No one saw her land?
Well, she gone.
Yeah. She did it. Wow.
She flew into the sun.
Someone else better write a book about it, I guess. She's gone.
That was her mission, right? To fly right into the sun.
Fuck. What happened?
Fuck. I thought that was your polite way of being like, enough people have talked about this. We don't know.
No, I don't know it.
Oh, okay.
I was joking. Oh my God. You really were going to skip over it. No.
No. I'm just committing to the bit. Amelia Earhart is one of history's most prominent figures in aviation, having inspired numerous movies, books, and plays. Born in 1897 in Kansas, Earhart rose to fame because of her trailblazing accomplishments as a female aviator. At the time, being both a woman and a pilot meant being met with many obstacles. And even her own family discouraged her from learning how to fly. However, despite those challenges, she set many records in aviation and became the first female pilot to fly alone across the Atlantic Ocean. And then I have a random ad. I just have to... What the fuck? Hypersexuality is not infidelity. It's an ADHD response.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways.
Preach it, girl. You know. Anyway.
For her accomplishments alone, Earhart earned herself a degree of legendary status. However, it is her unfortunate disappearance after she set off on her ambitious global flight of 1937 that has captivated people to this day. On June 1st, 1937, Earhart and Fred Noonan, her navigator, set out from Oakland, California on their eastbound transcontinental flight on a twin-engine Lockheed Electra plane. Less than a month later, they reached New Guinea, have flown 22,000 miles, and with 7,000 more to go before they reach Oakland once again. After departing from Leh, they had to fly another 2,500 miles before they reached their next stop. Howland Island, an incredibly small island next to the Pacific Ocean, to refuel. Unfortunately, overcast skies, radio transmission issues, and low fuel meant that the Earhart and Noonan did not reach their destination. Despite extreme efforts to locate the plane, which ended up constituting the most expensive air and sea search in American history up to that point, there were no sign of Earhart and Noonan anywhere. Earhart was officially declared dead on January 5th, 1939.
Damn. Okay, so kind of was, honestly, what I said. Yeah.
Well, I
didn't know how she passed away. No, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I thought everybody knew about Earhart.
I knew that she was a pilot, but I didn't really know anything else about it.
Yeah, she was trying to, basically trying to fly around the world.
Yeah.
In 80 days.
Didn't make it.
And didn't make it. Yeah, and there's... there's been speculations of we found her airplane, but I think it's all been mostly bullshit.
Right.
In its report, the U.S. government concluded that Earhart and Noonan had run out of fuel and crashed into the vast ocean. What happened after the crash is still unclear. Given the mystery surrounding this event, several theories have emerged that are still being debated to this day. One theory suggests that Earhart was a secret agent for the U.S. government and that she was taken prisoner by the Japanese for trying to spy on Japanese-occupied islands. The more widely believed theory is that Earhart and Noonan reached an uninhabited island, Nikumaroro, which artifacts such as tools and aircraft wreckage have been discovered. No theories has ultimately been proven true, and so Earhart's disappearance remains one of the most popular mysteries of American history. Despite the tragic end to Earhart's life, her accomplishments and her legacy still serve as an inspiration to thousands of budding young pilots everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there, yeah, pretty good.
As sad as it is, it's definitely not as tragic and horrifying as some of these other ones.
Yeah, and I guess it constitutes like doing what she loves and doing something pretty admirable.
They were trying a massive adventure that nobody had ever done before.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how you would feel like just flying in that day and age?
Yeah.
Like in a plane like that with your goggles on and shit, just ripping through the sky, like just...
Man, and like,
holy crap, your heart would be pounding the whole time.
And just being like, I'm doing this really fucking cool thing that's going to
do this, you know?
Yeah, like make my name.
Storms and like different parts of the world, different weather, like all the different stuff. Obviously, something that they couldn't handle at the time came upon them. Bad weather, whatever, low fuel, who knows, right? So,
and it's
just not safe doing that shit. It's crazy dangerous even now. And you have to think of all the precautions that they take nowadays just to make sure that tragedies like that are kept to the ultimate minimum.
Right.
But back then it's just like off we go, flying through the fucking air in like a bunch of metal. Like, oh, it's crazy.
Sad reality of it too is progression. You don't know what you can accomplish until you try, and that's sometimes happens with trying.
Yeah. People definitely pass away doing less than that.
Yeah.
So
and at a different time, and that's the other thing too. I know I'm staying away from the automatons, but like seeing what they were doing back.
Are we not going to talk about them?
No, I could do a whole episode on it.
Okay, we're gonna do a whole episode. I'm so excited, dude. Our next automaton
episode. Yeah. And if you don't like automatons or you think that's gonna be boring, it's really cool. And if you don't, then we're gonna talk about more mysterious mysteries.
Well, I'll tie this in right now because on the next Torfy album, there's a song called "Automaton Assault Weapon."
Whoa, that's perfect. So maybe we should have a Torfy member.
We could
talk about automatons.
The Torfy lads come and listen about automaton.
Or I was thinking Dan Hitchin, because he would be able to talk about a lot of the history.
That smell when he's around.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We don't call him Dan Kitchen for nothing.
We don't call him that.
We don't call him that. But anyways, my point is like watching that stuff, what they did back then and what they were able to create and just the art. It's like, holy fuck, they were doing this 8,000 years ago. And like, I'm proud of a drawing I did drunk one night listening to fucking 303.
Right, but you do a lot of other things in your life, though. Like,
yeah, I know. I sell myself short. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if all you did was make an automaton in your life, you'd probably have a pretty dank-ass automaton. I'm just saying, if that's all you were working on.
All these damn distractions.
To work on something else.
That's right. Yeah.
They just build something else.
I do more than that, but no, it's just like and like
technology that we didn't realize.
Yeah, and the art, like even because it basically goes from the beginning to like Country Bear Jamboree.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to just break down what do you mean by an automaton when it comes to 8,000-year-old automaton? This thing is not a robot walking around, right?
No, so it's like a cog with like little pieces on it, and they were able to get it to spin, and it would make little things move. Like birds flap their wings and nod.
So small, like mechanics.
Yeah, exactly. And like how they're like all the pieces that went into making that stuff, or like a bull raising its head, and then it basically went from that like 8,000 years ago all the way to
animatronics. Basically.
Animatronics, Country Bear Jamboree, Walt Disneyland, and then you like just how amazing the behind the scenes is and the technology that they had to. They partnered up with NASA to make those automated. Audio animatronics is what they're called because they're powered by audio. Anyways, I could get way into this.
That's cool.
It's super sick.
Yeah.
And but I also didn't want to be like, oh yeah, sad, girls disappearing. And Country Bear Jamboree. It's just like, man, pick a lane.
Dude, you never pick a lane. You are riding a unicycle down the middle of like a circus and like a torture chamber. Like it's just like
welcome to my brain.
Are insane. And yeah.
Oh man, it's just like so much cool stuff out there. But I do want to do a whole thing on it. And if you want to watch it, his name is Kevin Perger, Defunctland. It's a great documentary. He's the best at those things on YouTube. Very wise guy. He's a wise guy, yeah? And he fucking...
So you watch a lot of YouTube, eh?
I do.
Yeah, I do. I'm not getting mad at you.
I do.
It's good you do, because otherwise we wouldn't have much to talk about right now.
Yeah, fuck, I just like so much interest. It's like true crime and then shit like that. It's just, man. Anyways, shout out to Kevin Perger. Shout out to Defunctland. Check that new documentary you put out about a month ago. if you have the time. It's really cool. Anyways, is there anything you want to spit before we...
Man, I've been sort of... I'm kind of boring right now. I've been just like hunkered down doing a lot of work on the new Torify album. We've been recording guitars with the lads.
Cool.
Yeah, it's coming along really fast. Like, it's kind of in secret too. I don't know how many of the people that listen to Torify listen to the podcast as well.
Right.
So if you are one of those amazing people that crosses over and listens to both things, then you can get excited because there's like a new Torify record being made very quickly here.
Jam.
It's coming along really fast. Drums are done, guitars are almost half done. And then we just have bass and vocals left to record, then mixing and printing, blah blah blah. So we're gonna have another record for you guys like way sooner than anyone really expects, so keep it shush. If you're hearing this message, shh.
Yeah, if you made it this far, you deserve to know.
That's right, you deserve to know, but let the other Tor fans find out whenever they find out.
Totally. Is it gonna be released by the same record, or is that shush?
We don't know. Like, honestly, we don't know anything about it. All I know is that I'm working really hard to make it sound fucking amazing, and holy shit, it's sounding better than Necronoma songs, and it's hard. It's really hard to say that because I loved the way that Necronoma songs sounded.
Pro as fuck.
But this is honestly like we're building it even stronger. The songs are better. They're more concise. Like this shit is gonna
level up,
rip people's faces off. You are honestly, yes, level up. There's some riffs on there that are unbelievable. I'm allowed, as I've said before, I'm allowed to say the riffs are amazing because I don't write them.
Fair enough.
The guitarists do, so I can say that.
Yeah, and the drummings are subpar. I'm allowed to say that.
I will say that. Yeah, I'll always say that.
No,
they could definitely have a better drummer. But hey.
No way. No, that's sick. Can we know the name of the album?
I don't know if I want to drop it right now.
Okay.
I know we have it, but yes. I don't think that I want to say it just yet. You're gonna have to wait for that one.
Perfect. Okay. Well, until then, I'm gonna call it.
His fifth album is well underway compared to what people maybe would think or would assume.
And maybe all the stuff I was talking about is a hint at their title, because I know what the title is, and it's Country Bear Jamboree.
Dude, you have to delete this. To delete that Torify's Country Bear Jamboree. It's not coming out this next year.
Dude, you got it. How did you know?
How'd you know?
I'm playing. I have no clue.
But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of editing guitars and doing a lot of recording guitars with the lads. I've actually been recording a bunch of hip hop as well with my buddy Jim at Jam. As I said at the beginning of the episode, we've been trying to think of a group name because we want to do live shows really soon. He's much more of a live rapper than a studio guy like me. I'm more of a studio rapper, but I love live shows and I just want to get out there more. So I want to be doing it eventually. Hopefully Brad wants to join us as well. Hopefully we can do some CA stuff as well. Would be really good. I'm open to doing all of it. I just really need to remember that side of myself. Like I'm equal parts hip hop and metal when it comes to that. And I just,
hip
metal kind of like propels itself really well because I've got 4 other dudes that are pushing me all the time, and we meet up every week and we have things like albums to do and
discipline.
There's something to be said for like, you have a project you want to work on, but you don't really know what to do or how to work on it, or you know how to, but it's going to be really daunting or it's going to take a long time or whatever. But Torify is not like that. Torify is just like you show up, you work, you put the work in, you have guaranteed results. We have shows to play, we have songs written, we have albums done, we have t-shirts to sell, all that shit. It's a giant engine that runs.
Yeah.
Right? It runs without me showing up that week, yes, it needs all the parts and it sucks without the drums there, but like I'm confident that Torify is fine if I take a week off. Whereas my own hip hop, just me by myself or even just with Brad or whatever, it's like, there's not a lot of drive to get it going. Whereas with Torify, we've got thousands of fans that are like, yo, what's happening here, right? Whereas with like my hip hop, it's so underground and like more for my own enjoyment and stuff that I want to bring it more to the forefront and remind people that this is something that I really do. Like I really love to do it. So me and James have made 2 songs since the new year.
Cool.
Already. It's not even done January yet, but yeah, I had him recording in the Torify Jam Space actually the other day. We did some vocals, and so I've got to mix them all down and chop them up and make them into a song, and then that'll be 2. Then I'm going to get to work. I'm already kind of started some work on the 3rd beat, but I didn't like the way it was going, so I deleted a bunch of shit, and now I'm going to attack it again. So Classic. Yeah, I'm doing a shit ton of music, man. What's new with me? Nothing. I always do fucking tons of music. It's either hip hop or metal, and I'm busy as fuck.
And like something to be said about this, like this podcast, like it's a labor of love, obviously. Like you enjoy your creative person, you're creative people.
Puts so much work into this shit. You guys have no idea. Dylan is the workhorse behind this podcast. I will easily admit.
But it's a passion, and it's like a labor of love. And
yeah, you do a great job.
And it's like and that's the same thing to say about Torify, where it's like, yeah, you have a well working machine because you earned it.
Yeah,
but 10 years
of the vehicle.
Yeah, 10 years of climbing that mountain to get there.
Yeah. So like if I wanted, for instance, say I want to build a house. I would walk out to the empty lot that I somehow have and go, okay, let's start. And I wouldn't know what the first fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas a carpenter is like, okay, well, we're going to have to start by doing this. And he would just start to work.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what it reminds me of with TrMF. Like I just show up at the TrMF jam space and there's things I can do, whether it's social media, whether it's just drumming.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whether it's writing with Ben, some new song, you know, or what before the guys get there, whether it's recording, whether it's editing, there's always something I can go to and just start working. No problem.
Right.
Whereas like before, like with hip hop or with like maybe the podcast, like I don't know what necessarily to do. Like, yes, I know some stuff to do, but when I show up at, okay, I want to put some work in, I'm not necessarily 100% like as confident about like what's the next step to do.
Right.
But when I will sit down to make beats, I'm like, yep, just start working, enter the flow state right now because I'm good at it. I know what to do.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess it's just like anything you're good at or you're not good at. But it's about knowing what to do. It's not just like put more hard work harder. Yeah. It's like, how do I work harder? I don't know.
Banging a nail.
Right. You can beat the shit out of the, you know, a piece of wood and put 1,000,000 nails in that piece of wood. What are you doing? Nothing. You're just working really hard.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything.
Stressing
right?
yourself out.
So like, this is where I feel like when you don't know as much, this is what that I used to do that type of thing a lot more when I would try to record music and record TrMF. But with this record, we know what we're doing. We know how to do it. We've measured the pieces more carefully. Everything fits nicer. Everything in the end just comes out looking like a better house. It just sounds nicer.
Yeah.
Everything just sounds fucking fantastic in this new album that we're working on. And it's like, I mean, I looked into, for anybody who gives a flying fuck, but I deeply looked into the waveforms and like the editing of Necronoma songs. And we, as a technique to make the guitars sound big, we double track the guitars, which is very difficult to do because you're trying to make two guitars sound like one guitar.
Yeah.
And the guy has to play it excellent, and I have to edit it to be exactly on top of itself so that it only sounds like one guitar, but nice and thick. Well, sometimes a guy would be doing like a tremolo pick, like, and only one of those notes kind of was a little bit soft. You can see the waveforms are all nice. Ooh, little shitty one. Yeah. Nice. And then the other track would be like nice, shitty one, nice, and then it would cover any shitty ones would be covered by good ones. Right? That's why you double track the guitar. So if the guy kind of just didn't hit the string exactly as hard as all the other hits, it doesn't matter. It's not like the take is no good. We're gonna back it with the other one. On this one, I'm not allowing for any of that shit. There are no weak notes. Like I don't let anything. Exactly. We're doing it again. We're fixing this note. We're blah, blah, blah. So it should, in theory, come out even cleaner than Necronoma songs.
Crazy.
So
I got blisters on my finger.
That's the difference. It's like, you know, from one album to the next is usually quite a large level up for TrMF. Thrash and Burn all the way to Infinity Complex is crazy. That's the biggest leap maybe. And then from Infinity Complex to Life is Bad, another very big jump. Maybe the biggest jump, or, you know, one of the biggest is going from Life is Bad to Necronoma songs because we shortened the songs by almost half. Like we really concisified our songs and like trimmed the fat, which to me, it leveled us up beyond anything else.
Totally.
You know, and just recording it ourselves really helped too. But now it's just like we know what to do.
Level up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's another level up.
No roof.
It seemed like, okay, how am I going to level up from Necronoma songs? But we are.
Yeah.
Like we definitely are. So anyway.
I'm stoked.
A lot of rambling. It's just me being excited about the band.
No, it's rad. That's
honestly,
cool.
And anyone who is a co-fan of both These Are My Friends and TrMF, I love you so much. You're the best.
Hella. I second that. TrMF Country Bear Jamboree coming out 2026.
Coming out 2026. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Plus, it's probably coming out 2025.
Don't tell anybody.
We're not waiting all the way to 2026. Fuck that. I worked too fast and hard for that.
That's the next album. You're already literally like the next album.
Well, what's funny about that is it's almost written.
Oh, like the one after
the 6th.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think there's maybe 2 songs to finish writing on that as well. This is why we have to do it ourselves. Yeah. This is why we have to release like an album a year, because we fucking pump out metal.
Or else, we just get bottlenecked and held back.
Ben and I haven't written for a long time. Like Ben and I would write ahead usually. He writes a little bit more than the other guys, don't have as much time to write.
Right.
So he'll write a ratio of about 4 out of 8 songs, and the other Simon and Adam will each write 2 kind of thing. I'm sure that they'd all like to write the equal amount, but Ben just spends more time doing it. He really likes to write.
Fair enough.
So he'll always show me those songs, and we'll be way ahead of the game. Him and I can play through these album 6 songs like no problem.
Wow.
And that's so silly because no one's hearing them. No one's even hearing some of the songs off of the album 5 yet live. No one's even hearing, you know, we're way back here, right?
Contained genius.
Right. Our release is all 3 albums ago or 2 albums ago, and our forefront of our writing is all like album 6. So it's just like this dumb conundrum to be in, where it's like, well, I want to write more because writing more is fun, and I could get better at drums and write even more extreme drums, but I have to go backwards and record the thing that I did last year.
Yeah.
Which is now coming out this year. You know what I mean? It's like
totally
this crazy thing for most artists. You just keep making more songs and never release anything.
Yeah, tough cycle.
Not good.
Yeah, and then you're just like, fuck, like gotta get this out or else all for nothing.
Yeah, there are bands that have the opposite problem. Obviously, they're like, well, we only have 4 songs. We have to get together some more material to make our EP, and then they release an EP because that's all they have, or it's just crazy.
And then they're like, and they're like, okay, that's good for a year.
Yeah, we're trying to trim it down because we don't want to inundate people with so much, right?
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, that's cool, man. Okay, well,
that's just my own personal shit. But
hella, no, that's dope. Wrap it up.
Thanks for listening to this very chaotic podcast, you guys. We really flew around as we always are.
Yeah,
that was fun.
And stay tuned for the automaton episode.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Automatons
on
the brain?
Yeah, automatons, man. That's all I got in the brain, man. No, it's good. January's been slow with some stuff, so I've been able to do a little bit more podcast and such. But other than that, just keeping busy. Working.
Sounds like you're up to no good, dude. It could be a straight answer. What have you been doing?
Hanging, chilling, a little bit ailing. You're weird, Simpson.
Trying to create an automaton in your bedroom. There's like gears and shit all over the ground.
Yeah, I got actually a whole Country Bear Jamboree in the backyard. That's going to be coming out 2026 as well, with the release of the Torify album.
Signed on your front lawn. You're advertising for Penn Island?
Yeah, Penn Island. Yeah, coming in 2026. Yeah,
that's a large sign.
So stay tuned for that. Anyways, thank you for listening. We love you all. And these are my friends.